Hey everybody, what's up? Z-Dog here, getting ready to make a whole chicken. Now, some of you might feel kind of intimidating cooking whole poultry like that. It's really not that difficult. First, the most important thing is that you have a chicken. Just being real. I mean, if you don't have a chicken, you might as well not even try to cook it. All right. So, once you got your chicken, you want to make sure that you have a few ingredients. Now, I'm going to have a couple here that's a little bit uh, doubled up, and I'll show you what this is. The thing that you want to do is you want to get minced garlic. Now, you can use a whole garlic clove. You basically just cut that open and pop the shell off of it and stick the cloves inside. You can do it that way, or you can get this minced garlic. And the minced garlic is good for sticking on the inside of the chicken, or you can leave it in the liquid that's inside the bowl. Now, I use garlic powder as well, because garlic powder is it's a little bit different. It is still garlic, but it gives it a different flavor. And then I use Italian seasoning. And this will go in the water, but it will also go on top of the chicken as well. Now, I'll show you what I'm going to have to do. And this is going to be tricky. First of all, get some water, about that much in the bottom of a cooking dish. You only want it to be about to the depth of your first wrinkle of your finger. You don't want much more than that. And then I'm going to have to set it up. Hopefully this works. Yeah. So you get a knife. You cut open your chicken like this. Drain out the juice. But you don't want all that in there. Some of that juices ain't very good. They got the pre-juiced and everything, so. Gonna be a little bit on the rough side. Here we go. Try not to cut through your chicken like I just did. It's not gonna matter much, it's just the skin. Take your chicken out. Whew. There it is. You see all the liquid coming out of there? That's just liquid they had in there. Now, most people don't know about this. Sometimes they keep the giblets stuff in there. You could cook it with that in there. I don't particularly want that in there. The liver and the heart, it's all down in there. There's the liver, there's the heart, and feel around in there. And there's some more of the liver. It's actually pretty nasty. Okay, now this thing is really, really cold. Now, I like to literally do this. Because of all of the stuff that's on it, I wash it off. I don't leave any of it on there. I wash it off. Now, there is, however, the neck. If you can leave the neck on there, it's not going to make a big deal out of it. The neck can stay on there. And then run water on the inside of it, just to be able to rinse it out. You know, I think I'm going to go ahead and try to open that up a little bit. Well, it'll come out whenever it's cooked. sure if you are getting water stuck in there, you can drain it out the best you can. Alright, so what do we got here? Make sure there's nothing left on the inside, and it doesn't look like there is. And we'll just take this over here and stick this down inside of the pan just for a minute. This stuff can go out to the birds. Get rid of that. Keep your hands sanitized. You want to keep your hands clean when you're doing this, because you're messing with poultry. That means there's other stuff that gets involved in it, like salmonella and a few other things. I want to clean up my mess. A little soap on there. Get that thing wet. Make that sanitary. We'll have to clean that up. Preheat your oven at 400 degrees. By the time you're done prepping the chicken, you will have your oven ready. Make sure all that's wiped out. Looks pretty good to me. Alright. Now, this is where it's going to get interesting. I'm going to have to move this around just a little bit. Yeah, I was kind of hoping I had crushed pepper. Now, I don't use salt in my cooking, guys. And the reason that is because I can't have a lot of salt. As you can see, I have a whole chicken. Garlic. And this stuff is strong. You don't need a lot. You don't need a lot of this. And you'll know why. If you get minced garlic. Okay, that I want a soup spoon. I'll show you. Tablespoon, soup spoon. I want the soup spoon. Just so I'm not messing around. Okay, so show you this right here. We can pick the chicken back up, by the way. Stick that in there, mess that around in there on the bottom. Mix that around on the bottom. Okay. Pick it up at the other end. Same amount as it was before. It's gonna smell like garlic. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Now, one thing I didn't tell you that I need, and I'm surprised I didn't do it. I think I might actually have a little bit too much juice in there. Yeah, there we go. I actually had just a little bit much in there. Onions, you can use regular onions, or you could do what I do. I use onion powder, which is basically dried onions that's crushed, ground up into a thin. Every time you touch that chicken, wash your hands. You ain't spreading your chicken all over the house, because surfaces, that's where the salmonella is. Alright, so let me see. I know I got some. I just gotta remember where I put it. Ah, onion powder. Ooh, looks like that's been used. Alright, so we knocked a little bit loose. Now, some of you probably wondering about the garlic and the Italian. Italian, and the other name that you can use is all seasoning. It's basically Italian seasoning. So what I want to do here, find out why this chicken Still has feathers. It does. Still has feathers. Alright. So while we actually have this open, here, that's, let me make sure that that's right. Okay. So we're going to put this open like that, and we're going to sprinkle onion powder in at the bottom. So we're going to do about, I can't remember my measurements, but I was thinking it was equivalent of 4 of these. That seems like a lot, but you're going to understand why I'm doing it that way, because it's going to all soak into the chicken eventually while it's cooking. Alright, so I got that. Now, garlic powder. We've already got garlic in there. We don't need a lot of garlic powder. So just a little bit here. I'll show you how much I'm putting in. Like that. It's not much. It's about 3 of these. 3 of these soup spoons that I showed you. Now you can see how I got this. This will cook all the way through, guys. It will. And I'm going to cook this open. I'm not going to put anything over the top of it. Now, this we're not sprinkling. We're going to use the open end. And we're going to put some of this down here at the bottom. We're going to use about 1/4 of it on the inside. 1/4 of a bottle of that on the inside. This will be, it'll seem like it's a lot, and it is, but I promise you, once this cooks all the way through and everything, you can stick this on the inside of the chicken right away. I mean, it's all going to come out. You'll have oils and greases and chicken fats and stuff that's going to, you know, so you're going to love it. Okay, the chicken's not. Okay. Now, I want to make sure that that went all the way around. Put some in the front, stir it up. And you're going to like it. You're going to love it. You don't have to do anything to the outside of it right off the top, but go ahead. I ain't gonna hurt nothing. Eventually, a lot of this will literally evaporate. So I'm just, look, there's garlic on top. I don't know if you can see the garlic on top of that, but there's garlic on top of that. And I'm going to get some of that spread over here too. Most of the liquid's going to evaporate, so you're not going to have to worry about a bunch of it. Now, the stuff that's on top of this chicken at the moment, it will it won't stay there. It'll cook off. Most of it will. It'll cook into it. Alright, so we got that. That's something that you might think about is kitchen string, cooking string. And I don't think I have any. I really don't think I do. It makes it look pretty and it helps cook it evenly all the way through. I'm trying to see now if I got any. Yeah, I don't know about it. I don't think I do. Well, I don't have any cooking string, which is all right. That's okay. If you don't have cooking string, use duct tape. Don't use duct tape. That should be it. Then you get your oven preheated. Got your ingredients in there. You got your garlic, your salt, not your salt, but your Italian seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder. And you don't need any more of that. It's got everything it needs right there. Well, now that we got it all taken care of, and the oven should be prepped. What we're going to do is we're going to move this over here. And you're supposed to cook it up to about an hour and 20 minutes. At 400 degrees, the ingredients literally say to reduce the heat to 150 or 175, sorry. You don't have to keep it at 400. I'd say if you had it at 425, reduce it to 375. That will even out the weight. They say do that after about 15 minutes of being in the oven. I don't think you want to do that. You want this thing to cook all the way through. So, let's do this. And I'll show you what this looks like. Sorry about that, guys. Got it. Clear dish and everything you can see. Now I'm going to leave it open. I'm not putting anything on top. Most people do want it to be roasted. Keep it open. Now all that stuff that's on top, as it heats up, will brown. And then you pull the tray out every so often. I think like every 15 minutes. Pull the tray out. Drizzle the juices that are around the side. Now you're going to see that some of the juices aren't going to be there, because it's going to evaporate. And it's going to cook into the chicken. So you can add water. Also, you don't want to add a lot, but the fats and the grease and the oils from the chicken will literally come out. So we will pause this and we'll come back and we'll show you how to finish it up.